Howdy, hot shots. Dividend Daddy here, your favorite not a financial advisor with not financial advice. It does not matter what you pay for Ulti. I do like to get a little better price. I'm sure you like to get a little better price. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right? It makes me feel like I can use that couple cents to buy some extra Pall Malls and cheap vodka for me and Gag to share, all right? For those of you that haven't been around Gag, is great Aunt Gail. She hangs around with me. She smokes my Pall Malls and she drinks my cheap vodka with me, all right? She's on my ass all the time to make more money so we can buy more of that good stuff. So I try to get a couple cents off. I wanted to buy another 100 shares. For the last couple days, I've had my limit order set a couple cents below the price that it was trading at, trying to pick up a couple shares in a dip. I didn't get any. Okay, but tomorrow's ex-dividend date. And so if I wait till tomorrow to buy, I'm not getting a distribution this week. Today is Wednesday. So I went ahead and I ponied up and I paid $6.09. Now, am I sad that I didn't get any shares at $6.05 like I had my order in for yesterday? Well, sure, I'd like to pick up a couple dollars. What is that? It's $4, okay? It's not like it's going to make or break me. But I like to get a little bit lower price. But if I didn't buy any shares today, I wouldn't get the distribution on those shares this week. So by paying $6.09 today, and then I get the 10-cent distribution on Friday, my cost basis is immediately $5.99. And $5.99 is a pretty dang good price if I do say so myself. So did I try to pick it up for a couple cents cheaper? Yeah, I did. Would I pick it up for a couple cents cheaper if I could? Sure. If I knew that the fund was going to go down by 15 cents on Friday, I'd wait till Friday to buy it so that I wouldn't even care about the distribution at that point because I'd still be making a nickel per share just because of the market fluctuations. But I don't know the future. I gave up reading minds. There's no money in it, all right? I ain't got no crystal ball. So I went ahead and ponied up and I paid $6.09 for another 100 shares today. Obviously, if it goes down 15 cents on Friday, I'll probably buy another 100 shares. I just keep buying in 100 share increments. It's a nice round number. It makes me feel good. I've been buying at least a couple 100 shares a week. I think in my main account, I'm up to 2,250 shares. So I should get $225 on Friday. And then that's going to buy me, how many shares is that? 37 shares. I should get 37 shares on the drip. So then that'll be an extra $3.70 the week after that. I mean, my income from this thing just keeps going up and the NAV has been relatively stable. Now, is it going to do that in the future? Well, I got no idea. All right. Hopefully it does. I don't want it to go up much because I like dripping and buying. You know, what if the NAV went up by $1, but I still only got 10 cents for distribution? Now, would the distribution go higher relative to the price? It may. But the implied volatility may go down, and so my distribution might still be in the 10-cent range. Well, I'd rather buy shares at $6 and get 10 cents than buy shares at $7 and get 10 cents. So as long as it will stay steady as a rock, I am happy. That's what I really want. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's any of us out there that if we could just get a bank account that was paying an 85% distribution rate and stayed right at $6, we wouldn't be just pouring money in hand over fist, all right? But I will also say that I do want some growth, right? I want my principal value to combat inflation, and I'm using other tools for that. I have VOO, the S&P 500 Vanguard Fund. It's got a very low expense ratio. I have VOOG, which has performed even better for me. It's the Vanguard 500 Growth Fund from and it's got a very low fee structure. And then I have VGT, which is the Vanguard Technology Fund. Those are doing well. I also have some cryptos. I have had Ethereum or ETH for several years. I have had XRP, but been waiting for it to take over the whole world financial system and just go haywire. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking for some kind of growth and you're ignoring crypto, it might not be the best idea. Bitcoin has kind of been up and down this month, and that's why we see MSTY suffering a little bit. And money has been moving over to Ethereum. Last I checked, I think it was like $4,600, which is all-time highs for Ethereum. Well, it's the Ethereum blockchain. It's ETH is the crypto. I have funds in XRP that I've had for a long time. I bought it down around 50-ish cents, I think. It's up to $3.26 last time I looked. It's been as high as $3.31 recently. Their lawsuit supposedly ended, the lawsuit that the SEC had brought against them that was just dragging on for years and holding it down. But what I would like to talk about is how money, when Bitcoin stops its rocket propulsion to the moon, money that's looking for growth in that exact time period will start moving to these other cryptos. So the second tier cryptos that you'll see are like ETH and XRP, and those have been going a little bit haywire the last couple weeks. So you'll see this kind of trickle down effect. And so what we're doing is we're probably going into altcoin season. So if you have favorite altcoins that you've been waiting to buy, now would be a good time to start looking into whether or not you want to buy them at the price levels that they're at before they move up. So I have some Cardano. I am probably going to buy some more ACH. I have Base, which I thought was going to do really well. I thought that was 100xer and it kind of went in the toilet, but I might add to that position because as money moves from the top dog, okay, from the internet gold, like they like to call it, Bitcoin, it'll start moving down through the tiers of coins. And as people make profit on those positions, they'll roll that into lower coins. And they get to the point where they think that it's a no-brainer, okay? It's guaranteed to go up. Now, it's not, but they think it is. And so they'll invest more and more, being afraid to miss those gains. And those smaller coins with the smaller market caps make bigger moves, okay? It's a lot harder to get Bitcoin at $120,000 to go up by 50% than it is to get something that's got like a $5 million market cap to go up by 50%, right? It takes a lot less money to move that coin. So, a three-pronged approach. If you're looking at the future, you probably don't want to miss out on the growth that crypto offers. You definitely don't want to miss out on the stock market overall because that's where all the big money, the institutional buyers, the retirement funds, that's what everything's going into is the stock market. And then for those of us, you and I, who like income, we want to maximize income from a fund too. So I'm not putting all my money on the same horse. All right. And I'm not saying that I don't think anybody else should be either. Not that it doesn't pay off sometimes, but it kind of hurts you more often than it helps you, right? Like we don't want to be super stressed out and watching our funds go way up and way down over and over again, and then possibly staying down. So I have money in individual stocks. I'm still selling covered calls and cash covered puts. I'm using that money to funnel money into the higher yield funds. And I'm not even buying all of the same high yield fund. Now I have several of them. Ulti is my biggest position out of those, but I'm definitely going to be adding some money to some of the more conservative ones like JEP-E and JEP-Q, or JEP-I, whatever you want to call it, and JEP-Q. Things that are just more consistent, they just grow a little bit over time. Now, are they going to be more profitable? I hope not, because I want Ulti to just be a super big success story where we all make tons of money. But I personally can't stomach, I can't stomach having all the money in one thing and just sitting there and staring at it, and worrying about it. Some people can. If you're that person and you're just making this huge income, more power to you, okay? But I want to have some growth. I want to have some income, and I want to have some steadiness. And so, a combination of some of the Vanguard index funds, some of the more steady high yield funds, and then some crypto is how I'm playing that game. And then I also have some, for my precious metals exposure, I have some GDXY, I have some GDX, and I have some SLV. and that's going to give me some sort of an inflation hedge for part of that money too. And if anybody ever realizes how undervalued silver is, that SLV fund is going to pay off handsomely. So, this is basically just a video about a little bit of diversification to bring to your attention that it might be altcoin season finally coming up. It seems like it's been forever that we've been waiting on it, but Bitcoin's been on such a tear that money hasn't funneled over there quite yet. And then also tell you that even if you pay a couple cents extra for Ulti, like I decided to do today, you're going to get a distribution real soon that's going to lower that cost basis. All right, DGens, I'll talk to you later.